Have you ever thought that right beneath your feet grows food that many people don't even realize exists, while others simply call it a weed? Imagine plants that laugh in the face of drought, ignore poor soil, and still produce a generous harvest almost on their own. Yes, exactly. Plants that have been with us for centuries, talked about in villages across Europe and America. Plants that fed families when nothing else would grow, yet over time were forgotten by modern gardens. It may sound incredible, but it's true. These plants survived where others perished, providing food almost for free with seeds that sometimes scattered by the wind as if planting themselves. One such miraculous gift of nature is purslane. Legends say that its leaves, fleshy and juicy, contain more beneficial acids than any common spinach, and yet it grows literally everywhere. In sidewalk cracks, along rocky paths, on patches of land where even grass won't take root. In the past, people said its leaves could be eaten raw in salads or cooked like spinach, while the stems were crisp and almost sweet. Scientists note that this plant is remarkably heat and drought tolerant, and even if you forget about it all season, it will return to produce another harvest. You can simply scatter seeds in spring and forget about them, and it will still delight you with greenery. Equally remarkable is field sorrel, sometimes called wild spinach. Often overlooked as a common weed, it is not only edible but incredibly nutritious. Its leaves are said to contain more protein, calcium, and iron than cultivated spinach, and it grows almost anywhere: gardens, plowed fields, even on soil long considered unsuitable for farming. Young leaves are perfect for salads, while larger ones can be cooked like spinach. Historically, people gathered it from roadsides and even used its seeds as an ancient alternative to quinoa. And of course, the dandelion. This small yellow flower, often plucked and thrown away, is actually a treasure trove of nutrients. Dandelion leaves, according to old gardening books, contain more calcium than spinach, while its roots, when roasted, became a caffeine-free coffee used to support liver health. Its flowers were made into tinctures, wines, and even desserts, while its deep roots loosened the soil and drew nutrients from the depths. The dandelion is a plant that seems impossible to kill. Its roots grow back even after attempts to remove it. Another extraordinary plant is Good King Henry, or as it was called in old European gardens, the king of greens. Amazingly, a single plant can produce leaves like spinach, edible shoots like asparagus, and even flower buds. It was cultivated for centuries, with stories claiming that one planting could feed a family for 10 or more years. It fell out of favor only because it is perennial and did not require the constant purchase of seeds or fertilizers, which was unprofitable for industrial agriculture. But for those who knew its secrets, it was a true gift. A plant that grows on its own, requires little attention, and generously shares its harvest. Finally, there's chickweed, a fragile, almost unnoticed green that most people call a weed. Yet it is one of the most nutritious low-growing plants, capable of thriving in cool weather and even in the shade. Its leaves are soft, with a neutral taste, perfect for salads. Scientists note that by weight, chickweed contains more protein than spinach, and its self-seeds scatter the seeds. And by next season, you'll have a new harvest. Historical records show that it was used as food in Europe and North America to supplement diets with vitamins and minerals, especially in early spring when other vegetables hadn't yet sprouted. Each of these plants is more than just food. They are living reminders of how nature cared for people long before fertilizers, hydroponics, and commercial seeds existed. They show that the power of greenery lies not in human care, but in nature's adaptability. When you start seeing these simple plants differently, as gifts that can nourish and heal, you discover a whole world where a weed becomes a treasure, and a garden can sustain itself without constant oversight or effort. Now consider this. Each of these plants carries a story, lived by people and the land. Purslane, which could feed a poor family on a sunny, rocky patch. Field sorrel, added to soups and salads in villages. Dandelion, which provided drinks, tinctures, and loosened the soil. Good King Henry, which fed families for decades. And chickweed, almost invisible but remarkably nutritious, growing entirely on its own. They all seem to whisper, "We are here, on our own, and you can benefit from our gifts if you choose to see the world differently." And the most astonishing thing, these plants require nothing supernatural from you. They do not wait for perfect soil, demand constant watering, or need fertilizers. They simply grow, regenerate, and feed if you give them a chance. Anyone who has ever gathered them speaks of the wonder of realizing that nature does all the work for you. That is what transforms a garden into a magical place, where every crack in the earth can become a pantry, and every yellow flower or green leaf is a true find for your table and your health. So, from purslane to chickweed, we see a whole hidden world in ordinary weeds, a world that, as old-timers said, can feed, amaze, and teach you to respect the incredible power of nature, always present if you are willing to notice it. And this is only the beginning. Dozens more plants with astonishing stories lie ahead, capable of changing the way we see what we call a garden. And so, just when you think you know all the secrets of your garden, nature surprises you with things you never expected. In the shade of trees, among weedy grasses, in patches where the soil seems abandoned, grow plants that can feed you better than many cultivated vegetables. One of them, inconspicuous at first glance, almost hidden for the discerning eye, has leaves covered with tiny hairs and feels almost stinging to the touch. But with a little practice, it reveals its treasures: protein, minerals, vitamins, things many people don't even imagine. Old-timers spoke of how, in the past, it was gathered in spring to restore strength after a long winter, and sometimes cooked into soups that could feed an entire family when other vegetables had yet to emerge from under the snow. Its sting fades as soon as the leaves are cooked, transforming its taste into something tender, earthy, and almost sweet, as if nature itself whispers, "Do not fear me. I am your ally." Not far away, among tall stems and wildflowers, hides a root vegetable capable of almost doubling its harvest on its own. It is said that in ancient times, its roots and tubers were gathered by the Native Americans, becoming a primary source of food during harsh winters when other crops failed. Its slightly sweet flavor resembled something between potato and artichoke, and everyone who tried it for the first time marveled at how such a modest plant could be so nourishing and delicious. Villagers told that leaving a single tuber in the ground would produce an entire field of new plants in spring, as if whispering, "I will return on my own." Imagine a plant that can grow almost 2 meters tall, with leaves the size of a palm, ranging in color from green to golden. In summer, when common lettuces and spinach start to turn bitter, it continues to produce soft, juicy leaves perfect for eating. It was said that in old mountain settlements of Europe, it was used for summer salads, and its seeds sometimes scattered by the wind, creating new thickets as if the plant itself decided where to appear. It needs no care, asks for no fertilizers, and self-seeding makes it a constant companion that looks after itself and the people around it. There is also a pungent herb with a slightly spicy taste, often dismissed as mere salad greens. But historical sources mention that its seeds were ground for seasoning, and its leaves added to soups and pies. It grows at an incredible speed, as if it knows it must feed everyone willing to use it. It is said that it was actively cultivated on farms and in villages not for profit, but to preserve flavor and health throughout winter and early spring. Its remarkable ability to self-seed made it practically immortal in any soil, and many accounts tell of it returning again and again, even if the plot lay abandoned. Finally, there is a modest plant with round, soft leaves, gathered in the old days by gold prospectors in California. Its young leaves are slightly tart, tender, and perfect for salads, while it grows in the most inconspicuous, damp, and shady spots where other vegetables cannot survive. Legends claim that it allowed people to endure long journeys and hard times, providing fresh vitamins and minerals when other food sources were unavailable. And the most remarkable thing, it grows on its own, self-seeds. And every year, when left untouched, it appears again, as if whispering, "I am here to feed you." Each of these plants is more than just greenery. They carry entire stories of survival, cunning, and care that nature has left as a legacy for us. They remind us that true wonder does not lie in human effort, but in observing, trusting, and making use of what grows on its own, asking nothing in return. It is a kind of small magic. Leaves, stems, flowers, and roots. Every part can become a source of strength, health, and flavor. Legends, old-timers' tales, and mentions by researchers all tell the same story. These plants have been around, feeding, healing, supporting, and astonishing those who pay attention. Most importantly, they teach us not to fear nature or struggle against it, but to trust its power. When you open your eyes and notice these hidden gifts, the garden transforms into a living, self-renewing pantry where every corner of soil can provide an unexpected treasure. And the more you notice, the more often you gather, the stronger the sense becomes that these plants live their own lives, care for us, and open doors to a world of greens that many don't even realize exists. When you think you know all the secrets of your garden, nature suddenly surprises you with wonders you could never have expected. At first glance, modest and inconspicuous, they seem to guard their secrets, revealing them only to a few. One plant, with sky-blue star-shaped flowers and leaves slightly reminiscent of cucumber, may appear to be just a beautiful decoration for your flower bed. But look more closely, and you'll discover that each leaf is a true storehouse of nutrients. While the flowers do more than please the eye, they attract pollinators, creating a mini ecosystem around themselves. People used to say that in old gardens, it was cultivated not just for beauty, but also for food. Young leaves were added to salads, and the flowers used as edible decoration. Legends even claim that gardeners who treated it with care and respect would receive astonishingly rich harvests in nearby beds, as if the plant secretly shared its energy with those who knew how to observe. Not far from it, along the edge of a path, grows plantain, a plant almost nobody notices until they get a cut or experience its power. Old-timers' stories tell that plantain leaves have been used for centuries to treat cuts, insect bites, and even to soothe pain. But that's not all. Scientists note that the leaves are edible, rich in vitamins and minerals, and can be prepared in salads or as a side dish. Imagine a personal apothecary growing right beneath your feet, ready not only to feed you but also to support your health. And it appears where you least expect it, along pathways, on small clearings, in places where nothing else seems able to grow. Then there's wood sorrel, with its bright green leaves, almost seeming to glare at a world where everything ordinary struggles to survive. Legends say its sour taste was once used as a seasoning or added to soups and sauces, and children in villages would often sneak leaves straight from the beds to taste the fresh tang. It is said that when the soil was poor, this plant became a true lifesaver. It thrived in the shade, in poor earth, and grew abundantly, as if reminding people, "Don't worry, I will feed you." Its seeds spread by the wind, creating small new food islands, and the leaves could be harvested again and again throughout the season.